A dropped call. Yeah. Oh, so that Canadian internet, man. What's up with that?
That wasn't me, man. That was you. I could still see you, no problem.
Dude, I could still see you, but I couldn't hear you. And here's the thing, my computer stayed connected to YouTube live broadcasting. So my
Yeah, but mine stayed connected the entire time, and when I hung up and I looked, your thing said away. I
my
don't
thing
know.
always says away. You realize,
I don't.
you know how you always say I'm not there and then I call you?
Yeah.
Hey, it says you're not there. That's because I'm set to away because I don't want um, the hordes of adoring fans
Oh.
to bother me as I go through my day. I mean, Dave, this isn't the only thing I do. I mean, like a lot of cam whores, I mean, women have my information. You know what I mean, Dave?
Okay.
And I mean phone number. I do not mean my debit and credit card
Mm-hmm.
and bank routing information. I don't
Okay.
think. Anyway, we were talking about the fucking whores in Europe.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised I even have internet and power. Like, there's 200,000 people still without power here.
What?
There's still 200,000 people without power here.
Okay.
So I'm lucky that I even have any.
Oh yeah, yeah. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. That is. How close was it to you? You said again.
10 minutes. 10 minutes away.
2 minute drive.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're all right. Yeah. So, more about this growing. Have you seen the meme? The meme. Oh my god! Have you seen the meme that
What are you fucking
has
British or something?
that has the EU as a squid?
No.
And it goes out. It's like grabbing all the countries. It's a really good meme.
Okay.
You know, it's like a Pepe thing for EU.
You just gave me a thought
Uh-huh.
that the EU is the Soviet 2.0, because that's basically what the Soviets did. As they went
Yeah,
and grabbed up all the countries and put them under one banner.
yeah. This is very. I don't like. I mean, like I don't. Soviet isn't right. I don't
No,
know if
but
there's
it's
anything like
like
this. Yeah.
it's like that in the sense that it's grabbing up all the countries.
I don't
I'm not
think.
saying that the EU are Soviets.
You know, the closest thing like this that's ever been done is the United States, and that's why I always make that comparison.
Yeah, but we're the same thing too. That there was a bunch of different provinces that have one founding guy that made it a confederacy.
Fair enough. Except, I mean, I think the reason it worked over here is that everything was so fresh and new, and
Hmm.
people were based off the same idea.
Hmm.
And there hadn't been 1,000 wars between fucking Alabama and Georgia. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
we weren't fighting over scallops.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's read about the European Parliament votes to censor Hungary. Um,
Wait, before you get into that, like, what is their justification for this?
um, Hungary's fighting against.
No, no, not Hungary. I just want to go back to the
Oh
internet
no
thing one
shit,
more
dude.
time.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Their
Yeah.
answer, and you could, if I put Richard Spencer's name after this, you wouldn't be surprised.
Hmm.
To protect and preserve European culture.
But they're I hear the words they're saying, but I don't think they actually know what that means.
Well, what it means actually is that American culture is going to run fucking like we're going to ruin them because they are bound and we are not, right?
Okay, but they're okay. So American culture bad, Islamic culture good.
That does seem to be a very large portion of their thought process.
Because they basically say there is no European culture. Come on in, take what you want, and we won't vet you in the process. Right?
Right.
So that doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
No, man, and I look, it's the
that explanation is real. That explanation doesn't fly.
Let's get into the article.
Okay, go ahead.
The European Parliament issued a rare admonishment of a member state, with lawmakers saying Hungary was becoming an authoritarian state in the heart of Europe that encourages nationalists across the continent to follow in the same path.
I listened to the Prime Minister of Hungary. He's not a white supremacist. He's certainly not a nationalist in the sense that they're calling him. He's proud of Hungary, but he's
a civic nationalist in the sense that he believes that Hungary is a sovereign state that should rule itself, and its people has a right to possess its land and decide how it's governed.
Decide and who to let in and who not to let in.
Well, that's what I meant by possess its land, but but that first fucking sentence there, like, how dare they fucking, you're censoring everyone on the internet and talking about they're an authoritarian state. Throwing them out would be the biggest favor you could do right now. The European Union's legislature voted overwhelmingly to label Prime Minister Viktor Orban's government a, quote, systemic threat to the rule of law. The vote carries no immediate consequences, though it could theoretically lead to sanctions. Mr. Orban is at the front of the two biggest challenges to the EU's authority on migration and on the removal of domestic checks and balances that has left Brussels in standoff with more member states, especially in the south and east of the bloc, at a time when the EU is locked in a trade fight with Washington and seeking to avert a fresh crisis over Britain's exit from the bloc. On migration, Mr. Orban was a leader of European anti-immigration policies, building a fence to keep out refugees and refusing to participate in an EU-wide relocation program for asylum seekers, which makes him a hero in my book.
Hang on one second. Not wanting hordes of people running into your country unvetted is not being anti-immigration.
Yep.
It's not. It's being for security.
Yes, it's for being for security, and I mean, like, I definitely understand that, like, Hungary is for Hungarians type of sentiment, you know? Like, okay, have you heard there's this fresh new face on the alt-right scene who just got a lot of press conference for walking out and saying that Europe is for Europeans and that refugees should go home. I never heard of the guy before. Maybe you have. It's the Dalai Lama. Have you heard the Dalai Lama? Yeah, the Dalai Lama said that Europe is for Europeans and that the migrants should go back home. That raving fucking authoritarian little miniature Hitler. How dare he? Yeah, he said it, dude. Which doesn't surprise me at all, right? Like, you know the story of the Dalai Lama. For anyone that might foolishly stumble upon our podcast and get this deep into it. You know, China ran him out. He's a refugee from his own country. As a true refugee, he wants nothing more than to return to his home country and to rebuild it. Okay? He he gets it. I'm not surprised at all by this revelation, at all. Anyway, and of course that's what Orban is saying too. Mr. Orban was a leader of anti-immigration policies building defense to keep out refugees, refusing to participate in the EU-wide relocation program for asylum seekers. His views has moved increasingly into the mainstream since the 2015 migration crisis. Mr. Orban has recently made common cause with Matteo Salvini, the popular Italian interior minister who leads the fiercely anti-immigration party, the League, in Italy's new government.
I love how they call it anti-immigration, and I really find it hilarious that they're like anti-immigration, like as if only brown people immigrate.
You know, if I was them, just like no one says I'm pro-abortion or I'm anti-abortion. They say I'm pro-life, I'm pro-choice. If I was them, I would say I'm not anti-immigration. I'm pro-sovereignty.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say borders. I'm pro-sovereignty.
Yes.
And to be against sovereignty is to be an invading force.
I'm pro-rule of law. How about that?
Yeah. So what they're talking? They're voting to strip them of their right to vote within the EU. Because of their anti-democratic authoritarian move. Think about that, Dave.
Oh.
Is there anything more authoritarian and anti-democratic than stripping away a people's right to vote because they are refusing to relinquish sovereignty over to an outside force?
I know we're having our little squabble while they're trying to decide what's the best deal for who. But can't we nestle Hungary up in the arms of NAFTA? Can we just come here, Hungary? If the EU wants to play games like that, can't we make power moves like that? Like if I was Trudeau and I was Trump, I would be over there like a fucking shithawk flying around just waiting for those unhappy fuckers to be like, I want out of the EU. You want out of the EU? Fine. You're a sovereign country. You trade with us. You don't need them anymore.
Oh, dude, that's exactly how it would be. I'd be trying to pick them apart because a weak Europe keeps the United States in control of the world. And frankly, if somebody doesn't step in, this is going to lead to a war.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
The very thing that the EU is supposed to prevent, this is going to cause. Because, so right now, Hungary, Poland, and Italy are banding together.
And Austria.
And Austria, right. And the Eurocucks are talking about putting in sanctions and other disciplinary punitive actions to be redundant there against these nations. So, how fucking tragic. So that's my segment on the EU for this week, man. Any questions, anything you want to add?
Well, we could have this could have just been summed up in like this one statement. Fuck the EU.
Really, that's a fair statement, and I would back it up 1,000%. You want to take a quick break, or do you want to just barrel on through to the last segment here?
Yeah, let's just do the last one.
All right. So while they're dealing with their problems over there, and I don't think it's a total coincidence, we have Facebook rolling out Rosetta Stone, or Rosetta, which is...
Isn't Rosetta Stone the language thing, right?
Yes, and that's what it's named after. Rosetta Stone helped us solve several old languages. It was a deciphering mechanism. I don't know exactly how it worked, but it was the key to understanding several foreign languages at once. Okay. So Facebook and YouTube, the current AIs look for keywords, right? So if you say something like racist, you don't get it. So people like AIU are starting to spell it like WAUCISD, you know, racist.
Okay.
To get around the filters. Like, instead of calling people niggers online, they call each other nibbers. And this type of thing. So this AI is supposed to get around those exact things. So this came out September 11th.
Okay.
That was funny to me. The day after the EU actually passed their little thing here, and I don't think it's a coincidence. Because keep in mind, they can get in trouble.
Of course not.
They can get in trouble for hate speech now. And this is going to hit us, and this is their fault, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
This is their fault. So Facebook says it has a new weapon in fighting hate speech. The social network on Tuesday announced a new artificial intelligence system codenamed Rosetta for helping its computers read and understand the billions of images and videos posted to the social network every day. So this is also the filter they're talking about for Europe. Certainly. It didn't say that, but most certainly. With the new system, Facebook can more easily detect what pieces of content violate its hate speech rules. Normally, computers use a method called optical character recognition, or OCR, to tell what's in pictures or videos. But because of Facebook's massive numbers, there are 2.2 billion people on Facebook. OCR has its shortcomings. So Facebook said it built the system to work on a bigger scale. The system,
Wow.
yeah. I'm a little dry here. Hold on.
How do you monitor 2.2 billion people?
You get a computer to do
Holy
it for you.
shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's nothing to what YouTube has. OCR has its shortcomings, and this is Facebook post. Imagine trying to look at people like us, man. OCR has its shortcomings, so Facebook said it built a system to work on a bigger scale. The system, which is being used at both Facebook and Instagram, can also be used to improve photo search. So that's us right here on YouTube as well, eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
Videos of rolling pictures. And surface content on the news feeds. Rosetta works by extracting text in different languages from more than 1 billion images and video frames in real time. Oh, fuck you. That's sure to come in handy as Facebook deals with scrutiny over content on its social networks. For instance, Facebook has been accused of helping to spur violence in Myanmar, Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Sri
Lanka.
Excuse me. Sri Lanka and India. Have a little more alcohol. Last month it said it was taking action to stop spread of hate. In Myanmar, right? Right?
Myanmar. Yeah. Myanmar.
Due to disinformation posted on Facebook. Disinformation. So now all we need is a Ministry of Information to decide what is and isn't appropriate information to be spread, Dave. That'll solve it. God, like if your asshole didn't just tighten up, you're not paying attention.
No.
The social network said it's removed 18 accounts and 52 pages associated with Myanmar military because of ongoing ethnic violence against who cares? Muslims. In July, Facebook said it will begin to remove disinformation that is intended to spark or exacerbate violence, which I would assume they just mean anything right of Stalin. That includes both written posts and manipulated images. So that's memes. Memes are fucking coming under fire now, Dave, on our end as well.
Yeah, so they're blaming posts on Facebook for what's going on in Burma. Myanmar is in Burma. Like, okay, but some Muslims killed some Buddhists, and then the government,
which never happened before Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first time ever happened in history.
All right.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So you get what's going on here, man.
I do. I see it.
You know,
No, I don't know. Like there, yeah, it's total censorship. I think somebody should come up with a new social media group that's like, fuck you. This is the fuck you group.
Hey, you want to hear irony, man? Some years ago, because I saw all this coming. Ask me why or how I saw all this coming, Dave.
How?
Copious amounts of hallucinogens.
Okay.
And have you ever done copious amounts of hallucinogens over an extended period of time?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple, many.
Okay, so
yeah.
your God-given ability to predict the future,
Yeah.
that we all have, it's called intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And experience.
Yeah,
Past
and
experience.
and that's what some of these pussies complain and call it. Oh, I'm more paranoid. You mean you're observing reality for a moment.
And making predictions based on experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I saw and the whole Snowden things shit happened.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get off of this sinking ship that ended up rising a lot more for it sank. But so the Titanic, you go up and go down. I joined a social media
Well, it depends
network.
what side of the ship you're on.
Yeah.
One side just goes straight down. The
Just
other
go
one.
straight. Yeah, that's the far right. They're the first one that's going to drown on this ship.
Yeah.
So I joined an up and coming, not going to sell your information, social media network called LO. Get it? Like hello, but LO.
Hello. Yeah.
That was, and here's the punchline: a British version of Facebook.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Hello, mate. You all right then, Governor? That's what it was. Hello.
Yeah. So
Hello.
It's
Chop cheerio, mumsy. Yeah.
So it's that exact accent that you're talking about there. But it's just funny to me that like last year, like 3,000 people in England, went to jail for mean tweets for twatting too fucking hard.
Oh.
So I almost joined in there.
Did you just say 3,000 people went to jail last year in England for twatting?
Yeah.
What? Those used to be the hardest bastards on the face of the planet. What happened? You know that, right? Like, they used to be the hardest bastards on the face of the planet.
British police arrested at least 3,395 people for offensive online speech.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. 3,000. Yeah, dude. What was funny was, okay, a lot of people have problems with Sargon, and he's getting his ass handed to him right now. You're not in really the YouTube sphere, so you're missing it. But
what is he getting his ass handed for?
I mean, you know who Mr. Medicare is, Jim?
Nah.
Yeah, just those two are lock and horn. Like, just Jim is the king of trolls. He's the troll that trolls trolls.
So is Jim right wing and Sargon classic?
Jim's whole thing with Sargon is that he's like fart sniffing, like he's really pretentious and he's trying to break into politics and doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's really just a child trying to act like an adult,
Okay.
And he thinks he's a lot smarter than he is, and I don't know why I'm talking about this on but who cares? And Sargon's thing about Jim is that he's like a 40-year-old man that just hangs out online and trolls people all day, and never
sounds like me.
And never really organized and got into politics seriously or anything like that. He just he is satisfied just trolling. The dude makes bank money doing it.
They sound here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Jim sounds like he was Sargon at one point, and Sargon sounds like he's heading towards Jim is now. So they're very similar people, and that's why they're having their little tiffy-taffy-tiffies.
Actually, they're really old buddies. So,
okay.
So like
So it could be manufactured.
Yeah, it could be manufactured. I just think they took different like paths, and yeah, I think it's most likely manufactured. To be
Okay.
honest,
Yeah.
100% honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna. What was I googling? Yeah, the whole thing in England with the
Yeah.
3,000.
Yeah. That's
Yes,
insane, dude.
yeah, that's
That's totally insane. 3,000
yeah.
people.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Eli Bosnick. No, so Eli's like, well, all the power is in the hands of the right wing, and he's like, Sargon really pantsed them on that. Like, you have no idea what's going on outside of the United States, do you?
Yes. No,
And
exactly.
and frankly, we like the fucking right wing doesn't have all the power here either. They have the government right now.
But they don't have the social media.
They have the federal government, but they don't have the social media. They don't have the media. They don't have like the sports or Hollywood or entertainment or any of that. Mm-hmm. All they have is the executive, the legislative. I mean, just the House.
But that's not nothing. That's not nothing.
It's not nothing. But it's by no means a balance of power. Like that's temporary.
Well,
that's temporary. We're gonna have votes.
He should come here then,
Okay,
where.
Go
on.
Go on.
But he should come here then, where it's super left wing government, super left wing media. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, we'll be back. That's where we were just a few years ago. Well, we had a right wing, House. The Senate was right wing.
That's probably the best way for it to be. Is like, so that it's like.
Okay, what I want is for academia and Hollywood or just entertainment in general to not be so goddamn partisan. Mm-hmm. Okay, because that's where it's unfair. And Facebook, I want the politicking to go back in the hands of the fucking government and the voting people, and not in unelected institutions. It's fucking bullshit, Dave.
But it's probably best for a government to be a minority, right? Like here, you would call it a minority government where they only win a certain amount of seats and they have to, make deals with the other parties that aren't exactly in their persuasion to get things done. So it would be like Democrat controls the House, Republican is in office. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's probably better that way.
I like the parliamentary system a lot of the time, but I also like the republic. I just wish we had more parties. That's what I want. I want.
Well, the two-party system is nonsense.
Right. And a three-party system would not. It would fuck up our balance. What we need is four parties.
We have 5 right now because of the new populist party, the People's Party. Yeah.
I can see having 5. I think we should have 4. We should have how it should go, man. Hard right on, and then kind of a small C conservative, and then you're kind of your hippie liberals, and then you're fucking like neoliberals. Okay. Right now, I think. Okay, there should be like a MAGA party almost right now, like a right-wing populist party, and then you should have your neoconservatives, and then the left wing right now should be split into your neoliberals and what I would call neo-Marxists or your identity politics people, right? And then people would be able to much clearly understand what's going on in politics right now.
You know what would be super awesome? If the people in
free blowjobs for everyone.
Well, that would be great, and a line of coke just before it happened. Ooh. But it would be super awesome if Americans that have grown up in the two-party system could actually learn the definitions of what each political ideology is. So, like a Democratic Socialist is not a social democrat.
I remember going on a date in 2006. Okay. with this nice church girl. Didn't go to my church. I met her through a friend. I met her through Brooke, actually.
Blasphemy.
And well, I was a Christian at the time. And
But she didn't go to your church, so fucking,
yeah.
it's going to hell.
So so we're sitting at the barbecue place and politics come up, and I know zero about politics, Dave. And she's like, so are you right wing or left wing? And I was like, well, you know, I'm pro life. And then I just let her start talking and just fucking agreed with whatever she said.
Wow.
Because I didn't know the difference between left wing and right wing, Dave.
And so what was she saying?
I didn't know. Oh, she was fucking like Christian Republican.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Me and her bumped into each other some years later after I fucking left the church and grew out my hair and fucking. You know, she knew me as a musician, but boy, she married the next guy after me. Like she was looking to settle down.
Okay.
Yeah, they told me I was too short.
You told you were too short. Aren't you like 6 feet tall?
No, I'm 5'10".
Okay.
So anyway, man. Also, she was talking about how she was Irish, real fucking pale skin with red hair, dude, freckles. She's fucking fine ass. Anyway, I said that you know, I'm actually Irish too, and that bitch straight laughed in my face. Laughed in my face, and I was like, the family last names are Carroll, Dark, Smitherman, and Patton. You bitch. Like, Anyway, I'm good for the night. How are you? You ready to lock it up?
I'm awesome. Do you know that like that actual Irish people would laugh at her too? So like at the side over there, they call Americans plastic patties. So she would be known as a plastic patty.
Yeah, now they call us the 56% face.
All right, bud. Okay,
let's
shut her down.
Have a good night, everyone. Dave, I got fucked up again on this one, man.
You did. You're in and out of. Okay. Listen, people, we're gonna do better in the future.
We're gonna do better. Dustin's gonna get drunk after the show.
Or just more sleep the night before. I don't know what it is. Just don't start drinking when the show starts.
Man, you know that could be. I started drinking before the show.
And, can you just start drinking?
You wouldn't think that it would affect me now, but like I swear to God, what time is it now? 11 o'clock. 12 hours ago, my uncle gave me a Xanax, and I broke that bitch in half and took half of it. The other half is in my glove box, waiting to give me a felony charge right now. You
get a felony for having a Xanax?
Yeah, it's a controlled substance.
What kind of shit is that?
It's a benzo.
But it's a prescription drug.
Yeah, it's a controlled substance.
Okay. Well, all right. Whatever. You guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You guys are fucking crazy. It's like, and the other thing is too, it's like the marijuana being a Schedule 1 drug. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
That's a fantastic question. No,
I don't even smoke, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is that?
That got me in some trouble a few years back.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. All right, buddy. You have a good night.
Have a good night.